On today's episode, we recap the Golden Knights' weekend victories, improving to 6-0 at home. Plus, we preview Monday's meeting against the Flames. It's all ahead right here on Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hi again, everyone. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick at night from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast. Please subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. We are brought to you today by Gametime. Download the Gametime app. Use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Mr. Golick, what time is it?
Game time.
It is game time. Chris, a couple of wins for VGK in back-to-back games. They defeat Ottawa with an explosion in the final under 4.5 minutes to go in the game. Then they come back and they routed the stinky Sharks 7-3 on Saturday night. First, the Ottawa game. Let's take a look at that first. VGK trailed in that contest to the Senators. It was 4-3, and then they exploded. Scored 3 goals in over 2 minutes for the 6-4 win. Tomas Hertl started off the rally with a power play goal. A minute later, it was Keegan Colasar with a goal. And then Ivan Barbashev tops off the game with an empty netter. You were at Friday's matinee. Could you see this coming? Because this outburst to me was unexpected as I was watching it on Nighttime Minus.
God, what a load of crap that is right now. I'm sure we'll hit that later. But no, I mean, listen, it was interesting. You're watching the first period, and they didn't have it. The Golden Knights, they didn't have it. I put a tweet out, I don't know, right before the team scored. I'm like, hey, Ullmark, 2-goal lead. This isn't good. That tweet was like 39 seconds old, and it was a tie game. That's literally how fast it happened. I'm like, okay, what the heck do I know right now? So that was good. And then obviously Golden Knights give up another goal after that. And then, like you said, the explosion. The goal scoring was actually a little tighter. The first 2 goals came 21 seconds apart. The final 3 goals were 85 seconds apart. 85 seconds apart in the last 3 goals between the 2 with Ullmark in the net and then obviously the empty netters. So yeah, I mean, listen, they found a way. And our tweet I put out to start the third period is this going to be one of these games where the locker room vibe is we found a way to win? And yeah, that was it. The Golden Knights were good for 57 minutes in Tampa Bay, didn't get rewarded. The Golden Knights were good for about 3 minutes against Ottawa and got 2 points in regulation. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. And both you and George McPhee were most upset with the goaltending of Adin Hill. Could you read McPhee's lips? So I've sat next to the made men in that booth because VGK has the booth right next door, right? That box. And they didn't talk to each every time. I've been up there twice, and neither time they didn't exchange one word between them. So one time was all three, the other time was McCrimmon and the big boss, Foley. And they didn't say a word. And then we just see this little temper tantrum. That was crazy, that tantrum.
McPhee's an intense dude. Let's be clear about this. There's been many hot camera moments, if that's the right way to say that have caught him. First one happened, I think it was against the Kings in the first round of season 1. And there's been a few, since then. But no, it was make a WTFing save. I mean, that's exactly what he said. I'm not making that up. And I'm assuming that came after the first goal. I don't know when that was. First goal was strange. I had a couple up and backs with some fans on Twitter about that. So I saw Adin Hill before the ESPN replay. If you go on the ESPN app and watch it, about 30 seconds before that, Adin Hill actually got dumped. He was on his back. I think it was a VGK player that pushed someone, and Adin was on his back, and he recovered. And I saw fans upset about interference. I'm like, guys, Adin recovered for like over 30 seconds. Well, what's the deal here? And then someone pointed out, no, he got, clipped basically. So I went back and I watched it, and with a fair eye, I think at least. there's definite contact with Aiden Hill as a Senators player skates by the crease. If you want my opinion and someone else's opinion, it looks like Aiden Hill is sticking his leg out, trying to set a little bit of a screen right there. In any point, Aiden Hill's left side of his body is outside the crease. It's incidental contact at that point. You're fair. A goalie is fair game. I'm not saying you can go and blast the goalie, but the goalie becomes fair game to a degree. It's it's neutral ice at that point. Aiden still has 4 or 5 seconds to recover before he gets absolutely just twisted in a very strange motion on that first goal. It just looked really, really, really bad. So maybe there's a little bit of contact, but I'll tell you right now, if Cassidy's not reviewing, there's not even close to enough to overturn that right there. End of story.
Okay. So I wanted to talk about Tomas Hertl, who really is starting to find his groove.
Absolutely.
And he's done it in front of the slot. And he's also done it on faceoffs. Did you see that number? He won over the span of 2 games, 83.3% of his faceoffs, which is a team record at 25 of 30. And then he came back against the worst team of them all and was just 7 wins and 7 losses. But let's talk about Hertl for a moment, who seems to be recovering quite well, and he's doing it with net front presence.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this isn't a surprise by any means. He's supposed to do well in front of the net and bring that net front presence. 5-on-5 play, board battles. Just play a smart, kind of in-your-face, basic hockey game. That's not a knock by any means. That's who he is, and that's what his game is. The Golden Knights got their bumper. The Golden Knights got their bumper position worked out between him and Mark Stone both. It's certainly going to bode very well for the number 1 or number 2 power play in the NHL or something right now. It's so important what the power play is doing right now because the Golden Knights are trying to replace goals. So Hertl certainly is a nice part of everything that we're seeing right now. All of a sudden we're talking about Hertl. I think I put out and right before the day before the Kings game, Hertl was irrelevant so far on the season. Let's call it what
Absolutely.
it was. He was irrelevant. Well, now he certainly put me in my place. He's 10 points, 9 games, 4-6. As far as on the power play, how all these points are working out right now,
3 goals?
He has 1 and 3. So he's got 6 5-on-5 and 4 power play points. So that's good. Hertl is coming around. I am certainly glad that he watched this show and said, this guy's dogging me. I got to get it together. And so good job, Hertl. And VGK Nation, you're welcome.
And, of course, faceoffs are really important. So that's an important facet of the game. Saturday night.
60.5%. That's awesome. That's astounding.
That is astounding. Saturday night, the tail end of this bogus back-to-back, a 7-3 win over the Sharks. They start off the season.
Hey, Carlson, 75%, Tony. Sorry. Okay.
Losing 9 straight in back-to-back seasons, in consecutive seasons. They have been 0-9. That is an NHL
They got a good
record.
pipeline. They got a good pipeline. They're going to be great. They're going to be awesome.
Brett Howden up to 5 goals now. He had a couple against the Sharks. What was it? Something like 11
Tony froze
players
a little bit.
had points.
He came back.
Pavel Dorofeev was exceptional. 3 points. Did you see how many shots he took? 9. He took 9 shots. Share some with Eichel, bro. Share some. And then that other guy, William Karlsson. Karlsson had a goal and an assist. And he's so selfish, for crying out loud. So Vanacek comes all the way out of the net, above the circle, and then post-game, Karlsson says, yeah, I could have passed it to Pearson, but I wanted the goal myself. Oh, that's
exactly
a great
what
teammate.
He said.
That is
verbatim, Tony. You nailed it.
That's a great teammate right there. But 11 players and VGK with a season best 42 shots on goal. What else did we expect in this game?
No, I mean, listen, on the positive side, the Golden Knights absolutely won this game in the first 4 or 5 minutes, basically.
Oh, brother, that was bad. Yeah.
So that's good. I mean, listen, the Golden Knights did what they had to do against a non-worthy opponent. I did put out the 2 goals. There's 2 of the 3 goals that San Jose scored that, in my opinion, were a little bit concerning. Now, let's be clear about this. The game was basically over in check, so it's hard for the team to have their pedal to the metal the entire time. Let's make sure we're clear about this. That said, 2 of the 3 goals happened where Pietrangelo and Noah Hannafin got outworked in front of the slot, in front of the blue paint.
I saw you tweet that.
Is that a
That's
big
right.
deal in the grand scheme of things? Yes and no, it is. But we're talking about.
Can we write a story about them?
We should.
I think we need a
but
feature
listen,
story on them.
Here's the thing. The Golden Knights are still tidying things up right now. The Golden Knights had that afternoon game on Friday against Ottawa. Cassidy had a not optional. Cassidy had a mandatory skate on Saturday. I thought this was a very interesting move. I pointed out last year how Cassidy did some quick kind of turnarounds in practices and was told not to do that, but whatever. But the point is, Cassidy is really trying to set the standard right now and keep the team, keep them focused and everything. Veterans losing net front battles is a concern. Is it a big concern? They won 7-3. Let's not overthink this, but let's see what happens as the opponents get more difficult. We'll talk about the Flames in a couple of moments here, but that's more difficult. You got a road trip coming up. Games get a little harder, and that's when these mistakes will be magnified. If it's a 2-1 game and Pietrangelo loses a net front battle, that's a problem. In a 7-3 game, is it a big deal? Of course it's not a big deal. Is it worth talking about and possibly maybe setting a little something aside for an I told you so for a future episode? Yeah, you betcha.
Mark Spleen up to 17 points.
Art Ross, baby, let's go.
He leads the NHL.
Everything. Rocket Richard, give him everything. Everything.
Okay, so we do have to sort of apologize because we did a segment on the lack of depth scoring, and now I think 16 players or something have points. Something like that. Okay, I think we need to back off on that narrative ourselves a little bit. How was Samsonov in net? You okay?
No, I mean, so 2 of the goals, again, net front battles. The first one where it was kind of like a little mini wraparound, I felt like he could have got across a little bit quicker. It wasn't a great goal to see go in. And then you had a weird one where it was a quick transition. Nick Waugh took a strange path, and then Zach Whitecloud got caught flat-footed. He couldn't decide to go after the pass or the shot, and there was nothing he could have done.
What about the shot pass? What did he do in that instance? The shot pass, the pass or the shot?
So, I mean, what do listen, Samsonov was fine. Again, pedal to the metal in a 7-3 game. At some point, you're going to turn it down a little bit. But again, Samsonov he's had quality starts. Aiden Hill, the first goal Aiden Hill gave up against Ottawa, that was a terrible goal. The other 3 goals he gave up, they were tough goals. You had a giveaway in there and just some bad things that had happened. But that said, the goalie needs to make a save. One more save.
What goal was it? He just had his arm stretched out. It wasn't even like he tried to stop the puck. I don't know which goal that was.
You talking Hill or Samsonov?
No, I'm talking about Hill. Sorry. Yeah. He just had his arm out.
You had the second goal by Claude Giroux was such a good goal. It was a deflection, and then Claude Giroux either jumped over Whitecloud or Theodore, whoever it was. It was such a good Grizzly goal.
Outstretched arm. It was just like, whoa.
There was one where it was a bad giveaway where he was maybe not in position for it. But I mean, again, let's credit Hill. If we're going to go on one side, let's also credit Hill for shutting down Ottawa in the third period. He shut down the second best power play as well in the third period. 4 shots on the power play. So started the game bad, got much better. So hopefully this is a sign of better things to come for Aiden Hill.
And thank you to Brett Howden for getting the #1 star and scoring that second goal. Coming up next, we preview Monday night's game as the Golden Knights welcome Calgary. Next on Locked On Golden Knights. PrizePicks, it's the place to get real money sports action with over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the best way to get action on sports in over 30 states, including California, Florida, Georgia, and Texas. And PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. There's over 10 million users, so you need to sign up today. PrizePicks puts its members first, so all of the withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. And when your picks hit, you get your money in as quick as 15 minutes. So that is good security. And the promotion right now going on is if you sign up today, you get instantly $50 when you play just $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It is guaranteed. And again, PrizePicks is the place to go. It is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off, which ones aren't. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long. Again, go to PrizePicks, use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL. You'll receive $50 instantly when you play just $5. It's PrizePicks. Welcome back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco and Chris.
Did the microphone pick up the phone dropping?
That was good.
Okay.
We appreciate everyone tuning in. Thanks for making us your first listen every day and every night. It's the nighttime edition. Of course, don't forget on Fridays it's WTF. Saturdays, the Chris Times, Chris Jr. Show. So Calgary is a team, pardon me, Calgary is a team that started off at 4-0, now 5-2-1 after Saturday's loss to the red-hot Winnipeg Jets, who are 8-0.
It's a regular season. Don't worry. Relax.
It's okay. Yeah, they'll collapse sooner or later. But the big story here was the controversy. So Nazem Kadri he was red hot himself after a slash call on him, sends him to the box, and then Fetty scores the game-winning goal on a power play, and Kadri was tossed at the end of the game for game misconduct. So he was really fired up, and this is a team that now in Calgary that has lost 3 out of the last 4. Goaltending's been pretty much a key, as both goaltenders have done fairly well. 23-year-old Dustin Wolf and Dan Vladar, both off to a good start for the Flames.
Yeah, I mean, listen, a lot to like about the Flames. A team that seemed to, I mean, we were dogging them all summer, right? You know, all the vets are trying to leave, and you know, so many important pieces of that team left last season. You still got Rasmus Anderson leading points with 10. Connor Zary, he's basically a rookie, 7 points. Kuzmenko, I think second, third.
Okay. Huberdeau's been playing. Hasn't Huberdeau been playing pretty well?
Yeah, Huberdeau is 7 points.
Okay.
Kuzmenko 7 points, Kadri 6 points. So I mean, you know, Anthony Mantha, welcome back video. Here we go. Is he really gonna get a welcome back video?
He deserves one.
Absolutely.
He doesn't need a video. Just show his
hold on. Well, photo. No, we got a hat trick coming, Tony. We got a hat trick. We got Mantha, Pahal, and Miramonov.
Oh, that's right.
All 3 of them.
Oh, wow.
All 3 of them.
So
I don't know if they haven't been in the building since then. Of course, Pahal will be lifting the Stanley Cup, you know, because, well, yeah. I mean, listen, nice to see Pahal and Miramonov getting an opportunity. I think that's important to recognize. Miramonov, so many health issues, but if he can stay healthy, that would be really good. And Pahal was, you know, really good, kind of in like the Ben Hutton type role. He had some good moments with the team and just, you know, couldn't crack the line. So, like you said, Flames started the season very, very well. This is a good test for the Golden Knights. This will be an important game for Vegas to see. They've done well at home in good situations against some not great teams. They went on the road. They struggled against 3 pretty good teams. So this is, I think, this could be a statement game, I guess, for the Golden Knights, right? This could be a statement game. If the Golden Knights can, you know, win this game 5-1 or something like that, okay, now we might have something to talk about. If they struggle against the Flames, you know, 3-2, 4-3 as the next part of the season gets going, okay, then maybe they are who we thought they were.
Good news for the Flames. On Saturday, Yegor Sharangovich came off of IR. He was injured in the preseason, and he is on that top line with Kadri and Kuzmenko.
30 goal scorer right there.
Absolutely. So they're going to welcome him back. He didn't take a shot. He was -1 in the game on Saturday, but I have a feeling he'll be ready to go in this game. And it's just, well, maybe they'll have some chemistry issues on that top line for Calgary.
Hey, listen, chemistry was something we talked about with the Golden Knights, and a lot of that's gone away too, in a good way, in terms of us talking about not there not being chemistry. So a lot to like about the Golden Knights coming into this game, who got William Karlsson back. We'll see if there's any changes to the lines. I suggested last week that maybe they talk about breaking up that top line. I'll take a punch right there. That ain't going to happen anytime soon. And if Karlsson can ignite that third line with Pearson, who's on the wing with them? Am I drawing a blank there?
Go ahead.
Holtz.
Yes.
With Pearson and Holtz, that could be an interesting thing. Kind of curious how Schwint became the scratch, and you got Brisson still out there. I wonder if that's going to happen
because he really isn't a winger. He's a center, and they wanted to put him on the wing, and that's just not going to work.
Yeah, but when you toss Brisson on that fourth line with Waugh and Kolesar, you're there's no identity. There's identity, fine, but it's strange. I mean, it's just kind of weird.
Good call.
Schwint has the ability at least to be a second center on that line, which can help from a defensive side. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's better for the team. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried Schwint in that role, though. We'll see. But with Nick Waugh on wing, they'll love doing that.
I know that you were someone that was very high on Dorofeev, and he's really turned into a pretty good and solid player. 9 shots on goal that's a lot. That's a lot. Did he even have 9 shots all of last season?
He had 9 shots. He shoots a lot. He shoots a lot.
He does shoot a lot, but 9 shots. And hey, shoot this stinking puck. And I like that about his game. Just shoot it.
I mean, listen, the Golden Knights have 40 goals scored at home right now in 6 games or something, or 7 games, 6 games, whatever it is. That's just pretty bizarre right now what's happening at home, and it needs to keep going. We talked a little bit offline before the show started, just kind of about the home road split right now. At home right now, the Golden Knights are up to 7-0, 7-0, 40 goals scored, 20 given up. So they've doubled up the opponents right now at home. We're on the road. They've scored 8 and given up 12. So, again, they played tougher opponents, tougher situations on the road. At home, it's been different circumstances. And most importantly, the Golden Knights are taking care of business at home. Now we got a good test. Now we got the Flames, who started very well. They're getting a key piece back in Sharon Govich. Golden Knights obviously got Karlsson back. So it seems to be a pretty evenly matched game as far as the health department goes. I would presume it's going to be Aiden Hill. I don't know what the rotation is for the Flames, but both goalies, Vladar and Wolf, are very similar as far as their stats go. They both played 4 games. Their goals against are within, I think, a tenth of each other, or something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You were there on Friday. How was the turnout? The fans? Was it full?
There's open seats, guys. Anyone who they announced 17-5, I believe. So let's start by acknowledging that. I did take a video with 14 minutes left in the first period. That's a good barometer of by the time the late late arrivers are there and everything. And there's a lot of open seats. There was a lot of open seats. There's pockets of open seats. It's not like we're talking 1 seat here, 1 seat there. There's areas where there's an entire row empty or close to an entire row empty. There's people talking about it on social media. Tickets are not selling on the aftermarket. And I know there's going to be an excuse. It was a Friday afternoon game, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. But then when I made the comment when they play another game, oh, it's a Wednesday night weekday game. Like there's every time someone says something about the turnouts of the Golden Knights game, there's always an excuse right now. But the Shines wearing off a little bit. I don't care what anyone says. The Shines wearing off a little bit. And that's okay. It's season number 8. It's Vegas. There's a lot of distractions that's going to happen. But the Golden Knights are going to have to, dig a little bit deeper, I think, on the PR side. As weird as that sounds, I don't think unless they have a killer season, and it seems like they might do that, then it'll take care of itself. But if not, they're going to have to dig a little bit deeper on the marketing side of things.
Coming up next, we have our locks of the night and our predictions as VGK faces Calgary. More after this on Locked On Golden Knights. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sports betting partner of Locked On Golden Knights. That's right. When you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view the live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. You will get started with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place your initial $5 bet. So once again, go to FanDuel.com. FanDuel.com. That's the place to go. And a couple of betting lines for Monday. The Yankees in Game 3, a minus 137 favorite over the Dodgers. The total on that game is 8.5. And we've got the Giants at the Steelers, and Pittsburgh is -6. And the total in that game is 36.5. Just go to FanDuel.com. Start the season off with a big return at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Welcome back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights from Las Vegas. This is Locked On VGK at Night, KNIGHT. Yeah, it's pretty
this is
interesting.
Really locks of the night, then, I guess.
Yeah, it is locks of the night for sure. And so I did cover, for Infinity Broadcasting, formerly CBS Radio, the Raider game on Sunday. Raiders with a late backdoor cover, and that's, I guess, what most mattered.
Good teams win, great teams cover.
That's right, and they're pretty pesky. And they had 22 yards in the second half up until they went on that 70-yard drive at the end, where they scored the backdoor cover and the total went over. And there was one point, I just have to tell you, because you and I throw out stats all the time. The oddest stat ever was that the Raiders had 15 plays in a row in Chiefs territory. They came up with a field goal. And the other time, off that interception, they had the ball at the Chiefs' 3-yard line, and they were stopped on 4th down. Minshew got sacked. So it's just very crazy there. And so much happens in sports. And again, thanks to our good friends at FanDuel for keeping us up to date on the latest lines. That's total. I mean, the line went off. Total was 42.5. Line went off as Kansas City -9.5. And there were so many KC fans here. That was great. And Kansas City, by the way, one more stat. I got to do something with this knowledge. Kansas City has reeled off now 12 wins in a row, is it? Since the Raiders beat them on Christmas Day. So it's just unbelievable. Okay.
Raiders were going to win that game no matter what after they're chirping. I mean, come on.
Why would they chirp? And why would they do the Kermit the Frog stuff? Like the puppet over the summer? I didn't see any audibles. There was no real big trick play by Mahomes. Nothing. I don't know if he called, but when they go to KC, you can rest assured that they will play off of Kermit the Frog. You can rest assured that. Locks of the night.
Yeah,
you want to talk hockey? Should we talk hockey here?
Let's get to hockey.
Okay, I'm going to go first here. I don't know why I'm just spitting all these numbers. Calgary, I believe, breaks VGK's home win streak on Monday night. That's right. I said it. And I'm red hot with my picks, bro. I'm going to go 7-6 Calgary. And I will go with Nick Waugh and Mark Stone. Nick Waugh and Mark Stone. You got to go with Stoney because he's really hot right now. And again, I just think it's a high-scoring affair. VGK's been scoring a lot of goals at home. I just don't know how good this VGK team actually is right now. And this could be a good barometer. You said that earlier.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm going to go 4-3 Flames. It's just that game. It's just that game. I don't see. It's been a very nice home run for the Golden Knights, and they're going to have to lose a game at some point. Got a good team coming in, the Flames, so I think this is where it's going to be. I'm assuming Aiden Hill is going to be the starter. If Aiden Hill isn't the starter, then Samsonov is the starter. I don't mean the starter for this game. That means he is the starter for the Vegas Golden Knights. But let's assume Aiden Hill is going to go. The Golden Knights have had to score 5 goals in 4 of 5 Aiden Hill starts to win the game. The one time they didn't have to score 5, they had to score 4 because he gave a 3 against the Blues. So this is something certainly to watch for with Aiden Hill. Flames got plenty of goal scorers. They got some okay defense, and Vladar and Wolf can handle themselves, whichever one it's going to end up being. So I'm with you, Tony. 4-3 Flames, and I'm going to go Stone and Pietrangelo with 8 assists in 2 games or something, or 3 games, whatever he's doing right now. It's just bonkers. Little Chris, I got Little Chris's picks too, so I'll read those off too. Little Chris is gonna get the fanfare. 5-2 Vegas. Carlson Barbashev.
Oh, They called him. They had the subtitles on one of the highlights, and instead of Barbachef, they called him in the subtitle Barbershop. Barbershop. So we've got a new nickname.
We
The
waited too
Barbasol
long,
guy.
but you said nighttime minus. We just got to talk about this.
Okay, go ahead, man. What's up?
I didn't hear, to be fair. I was at the game on Friday, and then Saturday I only watched part of the game at Mackenzie River down in Henderson, so I really couldn't hear the audio too well. But tons of complaints about, you can hear, like, I believe it's Jesus Lopez, the Spanish broadcasting in the background, and it's very distorted. It's very odd. And you got people complaining about it. It happened on Friday. Okay, fine. Things happen. But it happened on Saturday too. There's no excuse in the world for this. There's not. Not when you're charging people for nighttime, not when you're charging for these streaming services and everything. And it's just, even if it was totally free, it doesn't matter. This is a world-class A1 sports organization. Figure this out. Stop taking kids directly out of school, making them interns, and give them these hire an AV person, hire an AV I don't know what you got to do, but this is an absolute joke that this has happened 2 games in a row. Absolute
you only get this content at night, right? When we do these shows at night, is that because we're both spicy?
I got something else spicy, but I haven't confirmed
no,
yet. So
but
I don't want to bring it up.
Yeah, don't bring it up. Or wait for WTF, or once you have
once it's confirmed, it's coming.
Okay, it's coming. It's coming. That's what. Oh, Cassidy, in the game against Ottawa, the one thing that did stand out, Cassidy behind the bench, second period, and he was so confident. And Ashley asked him, what he thought about how the team was playing so far. He goes, "Don't worry, it's coming. It's coming. Don't worry, it's coming." I thought it was like he could see something about to happen. We couldn't, but he definitely did. One other note about television coverage. So VGK opens up the Arizona market, and I've seen nothing but complaints about games being blacked out there in Arizona. So they got to figure this out. Yeah, got to figure it out. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Thank you so much, especially our everydayers. You guys do mean a very lot to us. You really do. And of course, don't forget, Fridays is WTF. Saturdays, the Chris Jr. show.
Which Chris we had Jr. on Saturday.
You did have on Saturday. And Chris Jr., he looks like a hockey player, bro, when you posted that photo. I mean,
that was a good one. That was a good one.
He's going to be taller than Pops pretty soon. Don't sleep on
him. I'm pretty tall, bro.
I know you are. You are. Okay, we appreciate everyone tuning in. Don't forget, we'll be back again on Tuesday with the recap of VGK versus Calgary. For my man, Chris Golick, I am Tony Cardasco. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow right here on Locked On Golden Knights. And please, take care.